right. Well, I am assuming that lots of you are using social media, and so I'd like you to imagine two scenarios. The first one, you are on Facebook and you have posted a message and you get no responses back. No likes, no comments, no nothing. So you conclude that essentially you shouldn't be posting on that topic that you have just posted on, especially if you want to maintain your standing amongst your friends. Only come to find out later on that none of your friends actually saw the message. And that is because there's an algorithm running in Facebook, an algorithm that picks messages to put into news feeds, that ranks messages. And so your message never got ranked high enough to pop up in anybody's news feed. Take another scenario. So you have registered for an online community using a fake identity. You do not want to be identified. So in this anonymous state, you are finding yourself much more gregarious than you usually are, or much more strident in your tone than you typically like to perceive yourself as being. Or in fact, you're much more familiar and you're engaged in possibly even reckless self-disclosures in this kind of community. Both of these scenarios speak to the question that I'm particularly interested in studying, and that is, what is social media and what is technology in particular doing to who we are, to who we believe we can be, to how we present ourselves to others, and also how others perceive ourselves. So if we think about this, it's basically a question of the relationship between technology and users. And if we look historically, we have relied on tools and technologies to become who we are. So from being cavemen, right, we relied on all sorts of technologies to be where we are today, using our social media, using our cell phones. And so this is what we call a co-constitutive kind of relationship, which means that we construct the technology, but the technology also constructs us. We become what the technology allows us to become. And so let's take an example. So recently, Apple made available ethnic emojis. So now you don't only just have available to you yellow-faced smiley faces or yellow smiley faces. You basically can color the face of your emojis, right? So anything from pale to a very dark shade of brown, right, is basically what you can now select in terms of your emoji set. So essentially, we have materialized certain actions, namely being able to express certain racial qualities in our technology, in our communication. We've materialized this in technology. The technology then makes these actions of identifying ourselves as a racial identity or as a person of color in terms of how we communicate